Well, good day, Kenya. How are you doing tonight? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Betty Kialo. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV47. It's going to be a great 1 hour to wrap up the week. I hope you have had a great week. Well, I'll try to make it better tonight. Of course, we have news coverage of the day's events, but apart from that, we have the fun stuff. Willis Ocheng is going to be joining us live and direct from Kisii County. Of course, you know what he's going to be doing tonight, teaching us those proper English pronunciations. He's already ready and standby, and he's going to be joining us later on. And also tonight, we have a dynamic duo talking about DJ Piera McKenna with her lovely daughter, Rika Pokot. She is going to be joining us, and she's a latest superstar. I don't know if you've seen her. She's such a superstar. She's going to be joining us right here in studio. It's going to be a dynamic show tonight. I appreciate you joining us tonight. Let's begin the show with the highlights. 3 men, including 2 brothers who were abducted in Kitengela, Kajiado County, have been found alive and released. The 3 have said they were not in police custody.
Tumeweza kuachiliwa leo usiku wa kuamkia leo sehemu ya Gachagua kwa kichaka.
High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi has overturned the conviction and 6-month jail sentence previously handed to the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli.
It is not the intention of this court to punish a genuinely repentant man who has acknowledged his mistakes and offered an apology.
This is after Masengeli issued an apology to the High Court after being found in contempt in a case involving the disappearance of 3 Kenyans. Mount Kenya University is in the final stages of introducing maritime and transport logistics courses at the new Malindi Maritime Academy.
They are really ready for the training, and we welcome everybody to come on board for this training.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's begin our coverage. Now, 3 men, including 2 brothers abducted in Kitengela, Kajiado County, have been found alive and released. Now, the brothers Jamil Longton and Aslam Longton were discovered in Gachagua this morning. Here are the details to that story.
1 month after the alleged abduction of the Longton brothers, Jamil Longton and Aslam Longton, as well as activist Bob Njagi in Kitengela, the 3 were earlier today discovered in Kiambu County.
Today, as you have been informed by the Vice President, that the whereabouts of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th petitioners, that is the Longton brothers and Mr. Njagi, were found earlier in the morning, abandoned in different places.
Activist Bob Njagi is said to have been found in Tigoni Forest, where he walked and found his way into Tigoni Police Station, where he received help and spoke to his family members who went to pick him up. The activist is currently receiving treatment at a hospital in the city.
The right time comes, the Longton brothers and Njagi will appear before court, demonstrate to court where they have been. Within this period, we have been in court. Who was holding them?
According to the family of the Longton brothers, the pair were released by the abductors at around 12:30 a.m. in Gachagua, Kiambu County, and were handed their mobile phones and 300 shillings transport and ordered to head to their home in Kitengela.
Kwa majina naitwa Longton Jamil Hashim, na mimi nawashukuru wa Kenya watu waliosimama na sisi. Tumeweza kuachiliwa leo usiku wa kuamkia leo sehemu ya Gachagua kwa kichaka, na tukatembea hadi tukapata estate moja. Hapo ndio tukaomba mahali tukacharge simu na tukaweza kucommunicate na familia kwa tumewachiliwa na tuko hai.
The release of the 3 individuals has now raised further questions regarding any possible connection with former Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli. Earlier today, Masengeli appeared in court after failing to do so on 7 consecutive occasions, where he was expected to provide answers about the missing trio's whereabouts.
The coincidence of the Inspector General of Police choosing to come to court today and the people we have been fighting for them to actually release their whereabouts, reveal their whereabouts, are also discovered the same day. So that's a question that we place to the Inspector General, the Deputy Inspector General of Police.
Samira Mohammed for TV 47.
All right, moving on to another top story. In a surprising turn of events, Police Deputy Inspector General Gilbert Masengeli has heard his 6-month jail sentence for contempt of court set aside by High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi. Now, the decision comes after Masengeli faced scrutiny for failing to respond to multiple court summons regarding the whereabouts of 3 missing persons. Masengeli appeared in court today where he expressed remorse for his previous absences, leading to Justice Lawrence Mugambi setting aside his conviction.
Can you tell the court where you are on the 29th of August 2024?
Police Deputy Inspector General Gilbert Masengeli is now a free man after High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi set aside his 6-month jail sentence for contempt of court.
The supremacy of the law has equally been vindicated. To this end, I must arrive to the determination that Mr. Masengeli, through this purging process, has purged his guilt for the contempt of court, and thus both the conviction and sentence passed are set aside.
The surprising decision coming after Masengeli appeared in court today, having previously failed to respond to summons on 7 occasions regarding the whereabouts of 3 missing men.
On oath, giving an account in which he explained why he could not personally attend court on the 26th of August 2024, 29th of August 2024.
Justice Mugambi recusing himself from the case, citing personal reasons, but not before he acknowledged Masengeli's apology.
I want to apologize to this court and the judiciary for the events that transpired leading to orders of contempt of court. I respect you and the good work you do to uphold the law.
Noting that Masengeli's conduct during the proceedings indicated remorse and that the 3 missing men at the center of the case had been found alive, which influenced his decision to quash the conviction and sentence. Masengeli had been summoned to explain his absence from court, claiming he was engaged in official duties across various locations, including Mombasa, the Kenya-Somalia border. He, however, expressed regret for missing the summons.
My lord, on that particular day, I was in Port Province. I was in Mombasa, Lamu, and Boni Enclave, my lord.
Justice Mugambi also adding that the court's goal was not punitive but aimed at restoring its dignity. The case will now be forwarded to Chief Justice Martha Koome for further direction following an application from the Law Society of Kenya.
Now, the Court of Appeal has granted stay orders on the High Court's judgment of the rollout of 3 funds under the Social Health Authority, allowing the planned rollout to proceed on the 1st of October 2024. Elizabeth Atieno with more details on this report.
The Ministry of Health can now breathe a sigh of relief after the Court of Appeal ruled in its favor, affirming that the appeal holds merit. In a ruling delivered by Justices Francis Toyot, Ali Aroni and Lydia Achode, the judges have stated that, and I quote, "In these complex circumstances, we are inclined to grant a stay as the High Court decision is reviewed by the court, pending an authoritative ruling on the validity of the 3 statutes. We base this decision on the fact that these statutes have been in effect for 9 months and reverting to the old framework only to potentially return to the current one if the appeal succeeds would place this critical sector in a state of uncertainty." End of quote. This means that the government can proceed with the implementation of the 3 statutes, namely the Digital Health Act, Primary Healthcare Act, and Social Health Insurance Act, pending the hearing and determination of the appeal. In its affidavit, the National Assembly faulted the High Court judgment, indicating that enactment of the 3 laws had been properly undertaken with extensive public participation. The 3 statutes commenced 9 months ago on the 22nd of November 2023 upon repeal of the NHIF Act to have all functions currently vested upon NHIF taken over by the Social Health Authority. The appeal was filed by the Cabinet Secretary for Health, which also enlisted the National Assembly and the Senate among 14 respondents. The High Court judgment originated from a petition filed by Joseph Enoch Aura against the three health laws on, among other grounds, alleged insufficient public participation prior to their enactment. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
The National Government Constituencies Development Fund Act of 2015 has been declared unconstitutional by the High Court. Now, three-judge bench comprising Justice Mugure Thande, Justice Kanyi Kimondo, and Lady Justice Rosalyn Burili ruled that the act violated several constitutional principles, including the separation of powers and Chapter 12 of the Constitution, which outlines the principles and framework of public finance. Now, the court also found the passage of the act unconstitutional because it only involved the National Assembly, despite the matter also affecting counties, which required Senate's involvement. However, the act's invalidity has been extended until midnight on June 30th, 2026, due to ongoing projects. Well, so far, 15 judges have ruled the act unconstitutional.
Members of the National Assembly, senators, county women representatives, and members of county assemblies ought not to be involved in the implementation of any service-based mandates which are a preserve of the executive branch. This is the only way to respect the constitutional scheme on separation of powers and ensure that the legislator's oversight mandate is not compromised through conflict of interest. Tolerating a contrary position would harm the Constitution's value system, particularly the national values and principles of accountable and good governance. End of quote. Thus, as long as the fund, as established, involves aspects of service delivery, however well intended, has the effect of creating structures that are incompatible with the nature of the distribution of functions between the two levels of government.
Constituency is not a unit of service delivery, and have found, for this and other reasons, that the impugned Act and Fund are unconstitutional. The time is now ripe for the people of Kenya to appreciate that a constituency is not a service delivery unit, but a unit of representation, and that the role of the member of the National Assembly must remain that of representation.
Unit for development offends the basic structure of the Constitution. The reply by the first respondent is that the basic structure doctrine is not applicable in Kenya, and reliance was made to the Supreme Court decision in Attorney General and two others versus Day and 79 others, where it was stated, and I quote, "The basic structure doctrine and the four sequential steps for amendments as prescribed by the High Court and the majority of the Court of Appeal were not applicable in Kenya."
Now, a heated debate continues to intensify between Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the office of the Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja, now regarding the welfare of thousands of Nairobi traders. Now, during his tour across the city today, DP Gachagua lashed out at Governor Sakaja for allegedly abandoning traders, while Sakaja, in his response, accused the Deputy President of inciting traders along tribal lines. Arnold Adidi has the details to this.
Wrangles between Deputy President Gachagua and the Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja continue to intensify as the two leaders strongly differ on the state of Nairobi County traders' welfare. Today, Gachagua embarked on a meet and greet tour across the capital, meeting thousands of traders and lashing out at the Nairobi City County boss Johnson Sakaja over allegations of poor management of traders' welfare.
Niliuliza gavana mketi chini, kuwe na mazungumzo, kuwe na maelewano, kwa sababu watu hapana viazi. Huwezi toa watu hapa kama gunia.
Na Sakaja tunakuambia marikiti itakaa hapa, upande juu, usuke, utaiwacha hapa hapa.
Further, the Deputy President and his entourage have called upon the Nairobi Governor to exercise caution in his efforts to better the city, vowing to defend traders' needs at all costs.
Rais na mimi tuliahidi wafanyabiashara ya kwamba mkitupatia nafasi ya uongozi hamtapata matatizo. mambo yenu itakuwa sawa, biashara yenu itaimarika, na ndio mimi niko hapo.
Yule mtu ako Mathare, yule mtu ako Dandora, hana mtetesi. Tunaamuka hata hatuwezi kumpatia notice, tunaanza kumbomorea manyumba.
In an immediate response, Governor Johnson Sakaja has denied the allegations raised by the DP, further terming his move as ill-advised. Through a statement to newsrooms, Sakaja has stated that there are no plans to relocate the Kirigiti market. Instead, he says that the county administration will not allow traders to endanger their lives by selling their wares on the roadside, adding that the affected vendors shall relocate to Kangundo Road Market. As Gachagua and Sakaja continue with their heated exchanges, thousands of Nairobi traders continue to hope that the many promises made to them during the 2022 campaign trail shall be honored. Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Now, tonight, Deputy President Kirigiti Gachagua has broken his silence on his alleged impeachment, saying he is aware of a plan to replace him as a second-in-command. Now, Gachagua, who spoke at Wakulima Market here in Nairobi, said he is not intimidated by the ouster push, saying only Kenyans can remove him from office. And as Apollo Kamau reports, leaders allied to Gachagua and Interior CS Professor Kitengela traded barbs as the battle for Mount Kenya escalates.
With reports of a looming impeachment motion in the works against Deputy President Kirigiti Gachagua, the DP, while on a tour of the Wakulima Marikiti market, broke his silence on the alleged plot to remove him from office, saying he will not be intimidated, and dared those planning his impeachment to go ahead.
Watu wanapanga hii maneno, tafadhali msitujaribu. Msitujaribu. Tusiambie sisi ya kwamba sisi ni bure. Tuheshimiwe. Na watu wanataka waheshimiwe na kiongozi wao waheshimiwe. Na mimi niambie wale watu wanatukana Kirigiti Gachagua, si Kirigiti Gachagua wanatukana, ni wale wananchi walimpigia kura.
The Marikiti tour opening a new battlefront in the ruling UDA party after Gachagua's allies took President William Ruto head-on, daring him to cut ties with the deputy president and chart a new political path in the wake of his broad-based government deal with former Premier Raila Odinga.
Na kama William Ruto hakuwa ametosheka na Kirigiti wakati alimpatia nafasi ya running mate, saa hii ndio amefikiria kutubadilishia katikati ya barabara, asahau hiyo barabara. Na tunamwambia mchana, kama umetoka na kura ya mlima kwa sababu umeoa bibi mpya, bijipange na bibi mpya, wachana na sisi. Na kura tunaenda, tunajua kura tunaenda.
Sisi tunashikilia Kirigiti. Sisi tuko nyuma ya Kirigiti. Wale wako kwa Kirigiti nionyeshe na mkono. Hey!
Interior CS Professor Kitengela was put on the spot for being used to divide the mountain, while Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, who was accused of disrespecting the Deputy President, took to his X account, reviving the financiers of Gen Z protests allegations, saying the owners, financiers, and executors of the 25th June attempted civilian coup have regrouped.
Wambunge kadhaa wa Kiambu walikutana, mahali tuko na kura 1.2 million, wakasema wataka kiongozi, sijui ametoka county iko na 100,000 votes. Yes, abu gani wanafanya hata wao.
Mimi nataka kumuuliza ndugu yangu Kindiki. Wewe Kindiki ni waziri wa Interior. Wewe saa hizi uko busy kununua ma MCA chungu mzima Kenya na mlima mzima. Tunataka pia wewe rais utokelezee, utuambie wewe ndio umepea Kimani Ichung'wah kazi ya kutusi naibu wa rais.
Kindiki's ally and Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki claiming Gachagua and the president are not in talking terms, while his Nyeri counterpart Mutahi Kahiga challenged the president to come clean on his differences with Gachagua.
Sasa tunasikia kwamba huyu namba 2 akufiki kwa sababu tunaona ukiwa na mkutano Nyeri ako pahali ingine, ukiwa na mkutano kwa State House kama jana ako pahali ingine. Ile mtu anakuanga karibu hapo ni huyo Kindiki tunaona hapa.
He told us that this will never happen. Why is it happening? I have asked him, tell us what Rigathi Gachagua has done so that we can then see.
Gachagua and his allies are expected to begin countrywide tours, starting with Mount Kenya, a similar move pulled by President William Ruto when he served as former President Uhuru Kenyatta's deputy. Apul Kamal, TV47.
Now, the ruling party, United Democratic Alliance, has today launched its Comrade chapter targeting students in tertiary institutions across the country. Now, this initiative, that's a first in Kenya's political landscape, is seen as a political platform where students can engage directly with the ruling party, aiming to have the voices of the young people heard and valued. Take a look.
Comrades power! Viva Comrades, viva!
The United Democratic Alliance, UDA, has today launched its Comrades chapter for an inclusive leadership in today's political landscape, uniting 2,000 students from across different universities across the country.
It is a space where the voice of the comrade will not only be heard, but be amplified. Let us be honest, young people. We have been sidelined for far too long.
Because you are the cream of our society, it is our most humble request that you partner with us by understanding, critiquing, and even making better the policies that you are rolling out for the betterment of our country.
Youth in the country are grappling with numerous challenges, with a staggering unemployment rate of 67%, topping their list of concerns.
2 months ago, we were a heartbeat away from achieving constitutional disorder. 2 months ago, my brothers and sisters, we were saying reject and we were injecting. But my brothers, today, we are saying yes, and that we can actually calm down, sit, and come up with solutions. India.
To attend to the issues raised by students, debates throughout the country will be conducted through town hall meetings to be clustered in 10 regions.
And we give power, parties power, to the young people of this country. Then our parties will be the right line of defense kuhakikisha ile maneno serikali inafanya, they are able to articulate them upande ya pale mashinani.
We want to use this chapter to also talk about these programs and have you be part of this conversation and communicating the same to the young people out there.
From the launch today, the next stage for the chapter is a town hall meeting in the northeastern region, slated for the 27th of September. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
Now, Mount Kenya University Maritime Academy Malindi campus has started trial courses leading to certification next week by Kenya Maritime Authority. And as Josh Onsayo reports, the institution has put in place all the necessary requirements to start the training. Take a look.
Mount Kenya University is set to launch a maritime training academy which will train Kenyans who wish to work in various shipping lines in the country and across the world.
This center that we have established here, the Maritime Academy, is basically to focus on trainings, professional development for those who want to venture into the maritime world.
So far, the institution has installed modern training equipment and qualified staff to boost the growing sector.
We are very ready for the trainings related to the academy. We have already started one. This week we have had trial class, which is being concluded, which we are concluding this week.
Many institutions have not had the willingness. I'm grateful that our management was willing to invest into it. And we have brought on board the captains around the industry, and they are so passionate to use these simulators to help this country to produce the future captains.
The students are already on with their classes and practical lessons to equip them with the necessary skills required in the job market.
1, 2, advance!
1, 2. The students who've registered for STCW trial class leading to certification here at Mount Kenya University Maritime Academy are optimistic that once they are done with their courses, they will get jobs in the marine industry.
The experience was good, very successful, and I'm looking forward after this course to pate kazi.
The accreditation of MKU Malindi Maritime Academy will take place next week during the World Maritime Day. Joash Onsare, TV47, Malindi, Kilifi County.
Well, that looks really, really cool. Congratulations to MKU. All right, now moving on. Cape Media Limited has signed a memorandum with Kenya Forest Services, an event of its kind, being the first collaboration that KFS has had with a media house. Now, the partnership aims to raise awareness to the public on forest conservation, targeting to have achieved President Ruto's initiative of planting 15 billion trees by 2030. Anastasia Mukabi has the details.
With an aim to raise awareness on forest conservation, Cape Media signed a memorandum of agreement with Kenya Forest Service. These two will be working hand in hand, where Cape Media will use its media platforms to report on environmental conservation.
Indirectly through supporting your initiative as a major agency for trees and for conservation, we as a media company, as a media outfit, we will use all our assets, all the assets available for us to ensure that we support you.
The Chief Conservator of Forests, Alex Lemakoko, claimed that foresters are poor communicators. Therefore, this partnership is one of a kind.
Foresters are very poor in communication. You plant 1 million trees, you don't even want to talk about it. We want to tell somebody from Moranga who is not doing anything simply because it rains most of the time, that you can actually plant or even raise seedlings that can be used somewhere else.
Nonetheless, this partnership is a kickoff for Mount Kenya University's race to plant 130,000 trees this year.
Being another MOU or MOA added to the university, I think we will work big towards the presidential declaration of planting 15 billion trees.
Anastasia Mkabi, TV47, Nairobi.
Sports news brought to you by Maybet. Bet bila stake. Predict the outcome of 8 pre-selected games and win up to 100,000 shillings. Only at maybet.com.
All right, time for some sporting action. Sports Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen earlier today conducted an inspection tour of Kirigiti Stadium to assess its progress. Now, the CS said he was impressed by the work already done and that they are now focusing on finalizing the key areas, including installing seats, setting up technology, infrastructure, and completing the playing field. Well, he further added that he will be meeting with Sports Kenya to discuss the completion date, reviewing financing, and making the necessary approvals so that the 4-year-long wait can end.
The facility was constructed way back in the 2020, but it has stalled over time because of issues related to funding. The contractor has been ready to hand over. Done already is substantial. What's remaining is to relook again on a few areas, the grass, for us to think about completion also of the stands to make sure that we put seats on the stands. We also have issues to do with making sure that we put the necessary technology and cameras where it will be, where it should be located. The facility is a very good standard. I have seen the changing rooms are fairly well done. The VIP rooms are well done. So the standard of, and you can see it's fairly covered stadium, even though it's not fully covered, but it is to a level that is substantial and acceptable. I will be holding a meeting on Monday with Sports Kenya, and we will discuss together as a ministry on which exact day completion day, we are going to complete this project.
All right, so that is the final end of our first part of our show tonight. Of course, you know, this is when things get exciting, things get nice and good. So you know what, we're going to take a short commercial break, but when we come back, like I mentioned, we have DJ Piera and her daughter, Rika Pokot, that lovely dynamic duo. And of course, we also have Willis Ocheng, who's going to be joining us shortly from Kisii County. So don't go away, stay with us.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2. What position were you? Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair on the sink.
It's about making them happen. From big wins.
In primary school, when we would be asked what people want to be, I was categorical that I want to be a nurse.
To hard lessons.
The consoles change, the gaming equipment keep changing.
We cover it all. Tune in to The Grind, where every episode is packed with insights.
The person who is serving customers, always be a customer-centric.
Strategies.
When you pay attention to detail, you get luxury items.
And stories to fuel your ambition. Don't just dream it, grind it. Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Jiunge nasi tunapoangazia safari za viongozi bora. Kutoka kwa ushindi mkubwa hadi masomo magumu.
Wakati wetu kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwa watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
All right. Welcome back to this Friday with me, Betty. Thank you so much for staying with us. So tonight we're going to do things a bit differently. We'll start with Willis Ocheng and then get to our guest tonight, that is DJ Piera and Rika Pokot. They're just running a bit late, but not to worry. Let's get the show going. So let me invite the one and only Willis Ocheng. Willis, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? How's your week been today, this week?
Betty, I'm fine. The week has been great for me, and I'm now ready for the job.
All right, Willis, they're looking dashing and dangerous in red. I know tonight is going to be fire here in studio.
Dashing and dangerous. Did you say that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Willis. Because of that red is fiery. I should have used the word fiery. All right. Willis.
Yes, but dashing and dangerous, they can just do it for the very, very description, Betty.
All right, Willis, let's get straight to it. I know we have our word for test your tongue, but before we get to that, let me just give you my set of words tonight. And I want us to start with the first one. So do we say combination, combination? What is the correct pronunciation for that, Willis? This one is something that you hear all sorts of manners of pronunciations, Willis. How do we say it?
Betty, almost everyone says combination, which is wrong. You don't say combination, and you say combi, combination. The verb is combine, but upon inflection, that is changing the form of the word for grammatical function, you now say combi, combination. Just like invite, invitation. Compile, compilation. Recite, recitation.
Oh, okay, Willis. The recitation one has gotten me off guard, but thank you for that. So we say compilation and not compilation, you know.
Compilation, not compilation, the way many people innocently say without knowing where the rule is.
All right. Willis, let's move on to this other one. This one is another one, so I'll spell it out. A-N-T-I. So how do we go about that one? Do we say anti, you know, is it anti-theft, anti-theft? How do we go about that one?
Betty, under what we call received pronunciation, that is the standard form of British pronunciation, which is recommended for serious communication or for international communication, you simply say anti. Anti-corruption commission. Anti-corruption, not anti, that sound unique, or sometimes people find it to be fashionable to say anti, but there is nothing wrong with that. The only thing is when you are keen on standard English, just say anti.
Anti. Got it, Willis. A lot of people say anti, but tonight at least you've taught us it's actually anti. All right, moving on to this one. This one you hear all sorts of pronunciation. So I'll spell it out. C-O-N-S-C-I-E-N-C-E. How do we say that word, Willis?
We have the word science, but we should not say conscience. Conscience, no. You say conscience. Conscience.
Okay.
Can you try it?
Conscience, not conscience. Conscience.
Yes. Conscience, not conscience, that we commonly hear around us.
All right, moving on to the words that you have for us, Willis. I know you have quite a number from, you know, the collection throughout the week. Maybe you can take us through them.
Yes, we have the humble ancient. You say succinct. Succinct. Don't say succinct. Succinct. John Mungai of Nairobi, you say Kanairo. Oh, you are in Kanairo. Kanairo should be Nairobi, but Betty will guide me on that. We have the word comfort. Comfortable. Comfortably. That is the adverb. But now, don't say comfortability. Comfortability, no. You better say comfortableness, but that is also becoming a cake. So John Mungai, get that right. Now, Betty, what is Kanairo, if you may also educate me a bit tonight?
Kanairo is like Nairobi, but it's like Nairobi with a twist, people say, hapa Kanairo, jua ni kubaya, ama, so, ama ni kutriki. So Kanairo is like another word for Nairobi, Willis. At least today I've taught you something.
Oh, Kanairo.
Kanairo.
Oh, thank you so much, Betty. I'm grateful for that. Now, at Omwami_TZ, you say buffalo, not buffalo, and then you say procrastination. Michael Sang, Francis Koech, and Esther Rioba of Eruga Police Patrol Base, thank you very much for loving TV47 and this program that much. So, those three soldiers, I call them soldiers because that is now a word by way of affectation, masoja. You said Kanairo, now I can also say masoja.
Masoja.
Thomas Omolo of Siaya, you say sachet or sachet. Don't say sachet. Get me that sachet. No. You say sachet or sachet. Or sachet with a stress on the second syllable or at the onset. But what you avoid is sachet. Then we have at ridiculous nya. You say colonel, not colonel. Litigant, not litigant. Litigant. Then February and rendezvous. If you like, you can say rendezvous or rendezvous. What you avoid? Betty, have you heard somebody saying rendezvous?
Rendezvous.
Anyway, let's carry on, Betty. Now we have, you've had it. It happens, as I always say, but it's rendezvous, rendezvous or rendezvous. Now, Henry Kirigiti of Nairobi, you say amenity, not amenity, and you say amenities. Chantel Samara of Kisii.
Willis,
let me wait, Betty, as you say.
Did you say amenity?
Yes.
So we've been saying it all wrong.
Yes.
We normally say amenity or amenities. So it's amenities. That's a surprise.
Yes. You know, the problem for us, Betty, is we always pronounce words according to what we see. But English is a bit tricky.
Yes.
Certain words do not have what you see as the sound. Like letter E in this word takes the long, what we call the long high front sound, E. E, amenity, not amenity that we hear of locally. Then Chantel Samara of Kisii, you say arena. Betty, this is another surprise.
Yes,
not arena. Arena is what we see, but you say arena. Then we have Maira Nasike, Livingstone Amunga, Michael Ndungu of Kinangop, Stakas Haron, and Kiilu Ann. We also salute you and keep it up because we just have to help one another, if not each other. Each other is for two, one another, many people. Anyway, we always learn like brothers and sisters. Otherwise, Betty, do we try the tongues or I go to the surprise word for the night?
Yes, let's try the tongue, but we don't have the clips, but Willis, we are relying on you to teach us how to pronounce this particular word.
Problem, Betty. No problem. Let us take a look at this word, dear viewers. Now, many people innocently say representative. Representative, no, that is wrong. You say then representative, not representative that many people say, Betty. I know that is also a surprise to many people, but let me go to our main surprise word for tonight. And here it is, Betty. What do you commonly hear locally? How do people pronounce this word?
Melanin or melanine, but most of the time.
Melamine.
Oh yeah.
You have got it right. Melamine. Melamine. But many people say melamine for that hard or the strong hard plastic material. Don't
Yes.
call it melamine.
Okay.
Say melamine. There is no vowel glide at the end. And then if you have any other tricky word you want to learn or you want to share with other people, just send it to my X handle, which is right here at Willis Ochieng1 any time of the week. And then Friday night, don't miss TV47. We'll handle it together with Betty and the only Betty. Otherwise, you can also send to at Betty M. Kialo or at TV47 News. Betty, anything more?
Well, thank you. Just to say thank you so much, Willis. I mean, tonight we've had quite the surprise. Thank you so much for teaching us how to talk better and how to pronounce, better. It's really worth the while. Thank you so much, Willis. I'm looking forward to next week's show. And of course, we'll have a nice collection.
I'll be here.
Yes.
I'll be here. But nobody, Betty, is perfect. Nobody can be perfect or spotless when it comes to matters of language. Anybody in the world has to learn, and not even in England can you find somebody pronouncing every word correctly. As I said, nobody can be perfect or spotless.
Absolutely, Willis. Thank you for crowning the night for us. Appreciative. That is, of course, Willis Ochieng joining us live and direct from Kisii County. And you know the job that he normally does so well, teaching us the correct pronunciations, not pronunciations. Thank you so much, Willis. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short commercial break, but we're coming back. Do not go away. We'll be right back.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair on the sink.
It's about making them happen. From big wins.
In primary school, when we would be asked what people want to be, I was categorical that I want to be a nurse.
to hard lessons.
The consoles change, the gaming equipment keep changing.
We cover it all. Tune in to The Grind, where every episode is packed with insights.
The person who is serving customers, always be a customer-centric.
Strategies.
When you pay attention to detail, you get luxury items.
And stories to fuel your ambition. Don't just dream it, grind it. Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Jiunge nasi tunapoangazia safari za viongozi bora. Kutoka kwa ushindi mkubwa hadi masomo magumu.
Wakati wetu kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwe watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair on the sink.
It's about making them happen. From big wins.
In primary school, when we would be asked what people want to be, I was categorical that I want to be a nurse.
To hard lessons.
The consoles change, the gaming equipment keep changing.
We cover it all. Tune in to The Grind, where every episode is packed with insights.
The person who is serving customers, always be a customer-centric.
Strategies.
When you pay attention to detail, you get luxury items.
And stories to fuel your ambition. Don't just dream it, grind it. Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Jiunge nasi tunapoangazia safari za viongozi bora. Kutoka kwa ushindi mkubwa hadi masomo magumu.
Wakati wetu kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwe watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in? I was number 2. What position were you? Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house.
All right, and welcome back to this Friday. As you can see, my guests are finally here. Pierre tuambie nini ilifanyika, but better late than never.
Let me tell you, if I say you won't believe.
No, tell me, because we've been waiting. I've been hyping you guys. Tonight is going to be a dynamic trio.
Let me tell you. So we had an interview prior to this.
Yes.
And then she's supposed to be on Churchill.
Yes.
And then, before that, we still had an interview with, we had 3 interviews today. Then it started raining heavily.
Yeah,
so we're coming
did.
from an interview in Karen to get here.
Hey, you
so
guys
we've
are
been
busy,
in traffic.
booked and busy.
And remember, in every of it, we have to dress differently. So by the time we dress and do this, we feel so upset. Please, can we come back?
Of course you can. But let's hear from Rika. How are you?
I'm good.
You know, I'm such a big fan.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. You look she's so adorable. Do you know you're the latest superstar in town? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good. But don't mean it in a bad way, not for... I don't mean it in a bad way for...
Sikiburi, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just happy.
Yeah.
You don't mean Sikiburi. So what has been the highlight of, you coming out on the Churchill show, doing all these interviews? What is the biggest highlight for you? What do you remember the most?
My school didn't pay me to advertise for them. That was trending right now.
Yeah, that really went viral.
That was really trending. I mean, I'm so happy for her. Like, oh my goodness, you're doing such a great job. But you know what? I don't want to belabor the interview. Like I mentioned, they're going to be coming back here to the show early enough. I'll make sure you guys are here by 8:30.
You'll provide dinner?
Oh,
yeah, we'll have dinner here.
Dinner, of course, it's TV47. We'll give you anything you want.
No, that's why I asked. So we'll come
right.
for dinner here and then stay here till end of the show, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to finish the show for us?
Yeah.
Okay, try it. So there's a show. Let me tell you. The show is called Tribe 47. It's coming up next. All right. Go ahead and do it.
That, guys, it's a secret.
It's called Tribe 47. Tribe 47. Okay. Okay, tried. Go ahead.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, everybody. So the next show, of course, is coming. It's called Tribe 47. Okay, so we'll see you guys very soon.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, guys. All right, so the music, Skelewu, want to dance a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go for it.
Teacher, right?
Teach me something.
No.
No, I don't know. I don't know. All right.